Hello, you lovely people. Today I'm having a little bit of a chat about this, the legendary Trangia stove. Folks, you'll remember about 2 months ago I did a video on the actual X Boil alcohol stove. Oh, excuse me. It is freezing today, windy and cold, and a bit rain now as well. Brilliant. Yeah, so I did a video review of the X Boil alcohol stove about 2 months ago. And if you've noticed over the past couple of videos, I think it's the past 1 or 2 videos I've put out, I've actually been using the Trangia alcohol stove. Well, the reason why, it would seem that one of the benefits of the X Boil, one of the big selling features, is also a massive weakness and downfall in the X Boil, which is why I've switched to the Trangia. But I'll chat more about that a little bit later on. Firstly, I have to give a massive thank you to all of the subscribers. I think as of this morning, I have 851. So, just massive thank you for that. I have taken YouTube a little bit more seriously this year, and purely with the aims of getting the channel monetized. So for that you need 1,000 subscribers, which we know we're well on the way to achieving that. So I think in the past 60 days, I think I've had over 200 new subscribers. So I'm confident we'll get the other 150 relatively quickly. But what I'm really looking for is the watch hours. So we need about 4,000 watch hours on the channel in order to get monetized. And being monetized doesn't cost you guys anything. All it means is that I make a little bit of money from YouTube, which then I can put back into the wild camping, into the bushcraft, into the equipment, and hopefully make more interesting, better videos and actually go further afield because I have a bit more money to do so. So that's the reason why I'm looking for the monetization. So there are loads of videos on the channel. Videos on bushcraft reviews, videos on kit, and again they're just my honest opinion, so none of it's paid, not sponsored, nothing else. It's just my honest opinion on the equipment we're actually using. There's videos, a lot of videos, a lot of talk around mental health. I think that is something that's massively overlooked, and I know I get such response from people when I put the videos up about mental health and the benefits being outside, sometimes just looking around, looking at a fire, and the flames and the benefit of that, just being outside here under trees with the earth. I talk about this stuff all the time. It's just good for you, even though it's raining, it's a bit windy and a bit cold today. The fire, it's warm, and it's just brilliant, man. So I do talk a lot about mental health, and also have a couple of videos up where we're out wild camping. This year I intend to do a lot more solo videos wild camping. The next video I've got planned is going to be talking around the fear of solo wild camping. It's something I haven't done in, oh good God, must be over 2 years now. So I have a little bit of apprehension about going out solo. So again, just going to talk about that. So yeah, so if you can, please subscribe, please watch a few more videos. It helps me get the watch hours up. It won't cost you anything. It might even entertain you, who knows? Anyway, back to this little Trangia stove. So the Trangia stove, I think it's been around since the 1920s. If it's a proper Trangia stove, it actually has the T on the bottom of the stove. I think it weighs about 110 grams, like this. I'm not sure what the simmer cap on top of it is, or how much extra that weighs, but it's probably going to weigh 120, 130 grams in total. So it's not really a heavy bit of kit. It's about 7.5 centimeters in diameter and about 4.5 centimeters in height. So some of the reviews I hear say that it's not really lightweight camping, but in comparison to carrying a gas bottle and a gas cooker, it's a lot smaller, a lot lighter, and a lot more convenient. So I would still think this is lightweight. Not as lightweight as the X Boil, admittedly, which is around about 60 grams, but this is still extremely light. And what I do like with the Trangia is it feels a little bit more robust, but no, it feels a lot more robust than the X Boil. The X Boil is just made of aluminium, whereas this is made of brass. So it just is, it's more robust, and it's a windy day today. Inside you obviously have the O-ring, which means you can leave fuel in here, which I have got a little bit of fuel left in here from my last time using it. And again, the benefit of the O-ring is it doesn't leak, so I like it. It's a good bit of kit. It is a good bit of kit. Anyway, I'm just going to do a quick test on it. Just going to boil 300 mils of water, just see what it's like in comparison. And also, I want a coffee, so just bear with. Oh, I have to mention this. One of the other benefits here that I have found is the ring from the X Boil. This is the 90 to 100, actually fits perfectly around the Trangia, so you don't need, if you've got an X Boil already, you don't need another wind guard. I also did buy this, which is just a cross to go on top of the Trangia, just for cooking on, and again that fits perfectly inside the X Boil wind burner. If you're wondering why I've got a fire on today, I'm actually out in the bushcraft area, and what I'm doing is I've actually just modded our fire pit to include a set of circular stones, so we can push ash underneath, put this grill on top, and then put a skillet or a Dutch oven on and actually cook when we're down here. So beforehand we've just been cooking over the flames, which wasn't brilliant, wasn't great. So we figured by having this, just mess around, see what it's like, see if we can cook in a more convenient way, because we've got some planned bushcraft courses at the end of next month. So this is just a test to see how we get on for that bit of practice out here by myself. So the reason I'm only using 300 mils for the water is because that's all I need for a meal, a dehydrated meal. So it's about 300 mils of water. 300 mils of water also is enough for a cup of coffee, so it's pointless making more water or heating more water than you actually need. So just wait for that to actually get ready. So why move to the X Boil? Well, about a month ago or so, we were down camping in the Mourns, out for 2 nights, and I took the X Boil with me. So it's just a proper use, proper try when we was out there. And it's about as windy as it is now here today. And the benefit of the X Boil is obviously it's ultralight camping. Now, the problem with the X Boil is it's ultralight, and in the little bit of wind, the lid blows off, disappears. So, excuse me, it is, the benefit of it being so light is actually also a massive, massive issue if the weather is anyway windy. It's not at all a good idea, because it honestly, the lid just blows away, as does the main boiling unit, so the actual cooker. I had that blown away as well, with obviously when it was on light. That was interesting. Now the benefit obviously with the X Boil is because of the graphite pad in there, it's not going to spill, it's not going to catch anything on light, but it was an issue. And that really was the big problem. That was, it just found it to be actually too flimsy. It was so light, it was actually too flimsy to use. Had to be really careful how it was packed. Really easy to get dents in it. And then the other issue was the actual fuel containers that comes from X Boil. So I had the 200 milliliter one, and surprisingly, they dent really easily. So all the benefits of the X Boil being light and convenient and everything else, when the weather isn't that great, is actually detrimental. It's actually not a good thing. Whereas I found the Trangia here, just being that little bit heavier, I haven't had the same problems. Now the problem with the Trangia is it takes a little bit longer for the flame spread to come up, especially around the rings. That's really the only downside that I've actually seen with the Trangia. So anyway, I suppose I'd best get my phone out and actually time this, see how long this takes to boil. So just going to start that. Whoop. There we go. I'll just let that go. Well, that's 7 minutes, and that is boiling. Happy days. So there you go, 7 minutes to boil water with the Trangia, and it's windy. The conditions are not nice whatsoever. And again, I have to thank one of my subscribers who recommended coffee bags rather than coming out with filtered coffee and stuff like that. So thank you. I can't remember what your name was now. That's so bad of me. But thanks for the advice. And people do comment on the channel, and they do give good advice. So I can't remember, another guy that recently messaged me was talking about some of the pitfalls with the alcohol stoves, being that I think it's below, is it 5 degrees or 10 degrees, something like that. It's a bit harder to light the Trangia, just because of the alcohol. When it gets colder, it must be around freezing actually. Can't be 10 degrees, because if it's 10 degrees it's never light in the UK because it's been cold most of the time. But the experiences I've had now with the Trangia, and I've been using it for best part of 6 weeks now, and I've used it, obviously you can hear the wind today, so I've used it in windy conditions, I've used it a bit in the rain, I've used it just making coffee, going out for some walks and stuff like that, and it's not let me down at all. It's actually been really, really good. So that's the reason why I've switched up from the X Boil to the Trangia. It's a bit more reliable, and where I live it is windy quite often, so I don't want to be chasing around the woodlands or whatever I'm at, chasing around after my lid from the X Boil, which I did do when I was out camping. It was flipping comical, man. Yeah, so that's why I've switched up to the Trangia from the X Boil. It's been around since 1920s, man. It's a good bit of kit. It lasts, it works. That's why people love it, and that's why I'm sticking with it now. And also, as you saw, I actually bought Trangia. This is a 500ml fuel bottle, and that's why I upgraded to this also from the little plastic things, just because places I go, you need something that's a bit more robust, and I can't be having something like this breaking in my pack. It's just not good. Folks, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna get my bacon in a bap here and enjoy this. I just got to thank all of you guys who subscribe, and all you guys who actually do watch the videos, maybe don't subscribe. As mentioned earlier, trying to get monetized. Really would appreciate you guys watching a bit more videos. That'd be awesome. I know some of you will say, well, make more interesting videos. Okay, I'll try. What amazes me, and I'll be honest with you, is that people actually watch my videos. When I first started doing this, I was thinking, like, who on earth is gonna watch my videos? Why would they watch me over anyone else? And I still don't know, but I do love the fact that the vast majority of you guys, say 99% of you guys, leave really, really positive comments, feedback, and enjoy what I do. You do get the odd person who comes out and puts something, gives us some nasty comments and stuff like that, and I used to really react to it, and now I'm just like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's kind of your problem. If it's constructive, I don't mind. If it's just nasty, venomous, then it's just like, well, there's obviously something going on with you. You need a bit of help, and all I can offer is just my support for that, rather than reacting negatively. So yeah, if you guys can watch a few more videos, subscribe, it's much appreciated. I'm gonna leave it here, guys. Thank you very much, appreciate all of you, and goodbye.